Proverbs 24, strength wrapped in the wise. Vision clear as day, I see through the lies. Structure in my steps, no stumble, no fall. Lead the family forward, I answer the call. They fear the strength cause it shakes the schemes. Hating from the sidelines, interrupting the dreams. But your hour made us leaders, the design's divine. So we building up the fam, one brick at a time.
We say shalom, shalom, shalom to everyone. May the Most High bless as we continue to learn about who we are as a people. We continue to grow as strong men. I'm your host, Min.
No cracks in the throne. Wise man stands firm. Even when he's alone, they hate to see us rise. But the fire's in my soul, dominated the world. Yeah, I was set the goal. Proverbs 24, strength wrapped in the wise. Vision clear as day.
Go ahead, read it now.
Structure in my steps, no stumble, no fall. Lead the family forward, I answer the call. They fear the strength cause it shakes the schemes. Hating from the sidelines, interrupting the dreams. But your hour made us leaders, the design's divine. So we building up the fam, one brick at a time. Strong minds build kingdoms.
Okay, apparently we're not hearing what's going on. We'll read it. 1 Kings 2 and 2. It says, I go all the way of the earth, be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. Right? So, as we already continuously say, the most important thing for us as men, Israelite men especially, is to show ourselves as men. Show is not just say you're a man, is to show that you're a man. So we'll get straight to our understanding and our lesson today. May the Most High bless us abundantly in this lesson. All right. All right, so we'll get to our lesson today, which is be a man of action, not of words. Right, so let's get to it, Israel. So we say shalom to everyone, and as we can see, every man must learn this truth. Your strength is not in argument. Your value is not in explanations. Your power is in silence, reasoning, and decisive action. So what we see in nowadays is that a lot of men, you can see them arguing with women, with their wives. They're arguing all day. But as we're working toward becoming that perfect men, as men of the Most High too, as men that are role model, as masculine men, there's certain things we cannot do. When you stop arguing like a child, you start leading like a man. I'm gonna say that again. When you stop arguing like a child, you start leading like a man. When you stop explaining every emotion, you start building respect. When you choose action over debate, your household becomes stable again. So nowadays we lost that essence of masculinity. A lot of our men argue with women more than women argue with women. So this is something we lost, and the elders never did that. You would never find a man that was arguing like we do. So what we have today, we must reveal something very unsettling, something many households are quietly collapsing under. There's a hidden destructive pattern that has been eating away the strength of men for decades, maybe centuries. And yet, it hides in plain sight. Brothers, I'm talking about the rise of overly talkative men. Those men that argue like women, explain endlessly like women, and react emotionally like women. And there's the dangerous part. This pattern has become so normal in society, and this society we live in, that people don't even panic anymore. They even thought even though it destroy marriages, weaken leadership, and strips men of his respect. For years, men have tried all kind of solutions to fix this conflict. So for years, men have spent many time. Hold on.
Answer the call. They fear the strength cause it shakes the schemes. Hating from the sidelines, interrupting the dreams. But your hour made us leaders, the design's divine. So we building up the fam one brick at a time. Strong minds build kingdoms, no cracks in the throne. Wise man stands.
Right. So many men have tried to fix relationship problems in many ways. A lot of men, what they try to do is arguing louder, explaining more, defending themselves endlessly, trying to win emotional battles. Yet the more they argue, the weaker they appear. The more they over-explain, the less respect they receive. We see it everywhere, in homes, workplaces, even online, like on Facebook. Men arguing like children, shouting like fools, trying to prove themselves. But there's an old truth that society has forgotten. A man is not built to win arguments, he is built to deliver solutions. I'm gonna say this again. A man is not built to win arguments, he is built to deliver solutions. This topic tonight must be discussed because every year marriages fail, children lose guidance, and men lose the respect of their own household. Simply because they don't know the masculine discipline of silence, decisiveness, and control. Number one point we will discuss tonight is a man must learn when to stop explaining. Chief, I don't know if you can hear me. If we can go in Ecclesiasticus 1:24. We hear you clearly. Yeah, Ecclesiasticus 1:24. Can you hear me? You here? That's something. Yeah, something serious wrong with it. Alright guys, I'm gonna try to read it. Ecclesiasticus Ecclesiasticus 1:24.
Let's get the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 1 verse 24. Ecclesiasticus chapter 1 verse 24. He will hide his words for a time, and the lips of many shall declare his wisdom.
Right, so he will hide his word. This is the first thing we'll talk about. A man must learn when to stop explaining. A wise man do not run his mouth. A wise man does not run his mouth. He hides his words. His silence become a magnet. People watch him. People wonder what he's thinking. People respect him, even fear him a little bit. Why? Because silence is the clothing of wisdom. A man who explains every emotion, every thought, every frustration becomes predictable and weak. A man that keeps going back and forth trying to make himself known, trying to defend his position, make himself even weaker. He thinks by arguing louder than the person he's arguing with make him stronger, but no. It makes you look weak. Because you see, men were not, as we said earlier, men were not built to win arguments. We were built to bring solutions to things. It's ugly when you see a man arguing, for example, with his wife, in public especially. It's ugly when you see two men are arguing endlessly in public. Both of them become like weak men. Because we were not meant to be argumentative. As you can see, men are born naturally quiet when it comes to comparing to how a female operates. We're not talkative like a woman. So, but a lot of time men become more like females and become overly emotional, and they argue, trying to explain their position. This is not saying not to speak, not to explain yourself, but there's also something also called over-explaining yourself. Right? This is where men need to know when to stop explaining. When do men stop explaining? There's two rules I want you guys to pay attention to. Number one, when you stop explaining, you only, that's the number one. You only explain to someone who wants to listen. That's the number one rule. If that person don't want to listen, if they aren't listening, your words are wasted. So no need to explain. Let's say you arguing with your wife and she's going back and forth and she's not even taking time to understand you. There's no need for you to keep explaining yourself. Apparently, your words are falling on deaf ears. So what do? You either stay silent or you postpone that talk for a later time. Because you're not gonna go back and yelling back and forth with your wife trying to win a point. She's not listening, then it's not time to talk. It's not time to explain. Second rule, explanations are for solution, not self-defense. Weak men explain to protect their ego. Strong men explain to bring solution. This is the difference between the two. Some men are really about their feelings, but some men are really trying to figure out what's wrong. Why is she mad? Why is she upset? So some men really are trying to figure out what's going on. So that's why most strong men, a woman will approach them and start talking, he'll stay silent. The woman will say all she has to say. And when she's tired out, the man will probably say something. I notice you are emotional, so let me just go ahead and postpone this. I hear what you say. This is what you say. This is what I understand. I understand you, but give me some time to think about it. So after that man fully listen, then guess what? He will not even, most of the time, a stoic man, a strong man will not even answer. Because if he notices that in that moment that woman is not willing to listen and the woman is too emotional, for his own sanity, he will not even answer that woman. But many men these days, they don't listen to fix things, they listen to protect their ego. Anytime something hurt them in that conversation, they can't take it no more. They have to say something. They have to argue back. They have to explain. But the truth is, when a woman comes to you, yes, she will hurt you with words, but she's really looking for a solution. When somebody comes to you and arguing with you, remember, a stoic man, remember, it's not about what the person is saying. They're really desperate for a solution. So be the greater man. Be the adult. Don't be the child that start arguing. Be the adult and be like, I know this is why you're frustrated. If you have the solution right there, it's like, okay, this is what we will do. You see, that's what a stoic man, the perfect man, and this is where we all at fault for it. This is where we all need to go. We're to the point we're like, okay, there's a problem. This is the solution. Number 2, a man must not argue with a fool. That's the second thing. My brother, get me Proverbs 26, verse 4 and 5.
Alright, let's get Proverbs chapter 26, verse 4 and 5. Let's get it. So, yeah. The book of Proverbs chapter 26, verse 4 and 5. Right?
Yeah.
Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him.
Right. So the scripture say, answer not a fool according to his folly. Because the Bible say, because why?
Lest thou also be like unto him.
Right. The Bible say, if you answering a fool according to his folly, you're gonna be just like him. You're gonna be just like that.
I like number 5 also. It says, answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit.
Yes, that's what I was gonna have you read that too. Right? So number one, it says, answer not a fool according to his folly, because you'll be like unto him. And if you answer the fool, he will think he's wise, right? he will start thinking he's wise because, well, you arguing with him. He got something to say, but you already notice he's a fool. There's no need to sit there and make him pass for a wise man. He's not wise. He's just a fool, right? And now hold on. Let me get that. Right. So hold on. Give me a second. Right. It's answer fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own conceit. Because once you answer the fool, he'll think he's wise because you're giving him something to argue about. So as a man, as a stoic man, how do we know, brothers? Let me ask that question. How do we know someone is foolish? First of all, before we go and say, do not answer a fool. According to scripture, what makes somebody foolish?
The Bible says the way a man think, that's how he is. So certain things the person say or do, it shows you the foolishness.
Right, that's true. But let's get another one. Get me Proverbs 1 verse 7. Let's see how do you identify a fool? Because a lot of people throw words and say, oh, that person's a fool. Right? But let's see what is a fool according to scripture.
Go about what?
Proverbs 1 verse 7.
Book of Proverbs chapter 1 verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
You see that? The Bible says fools despise wisdom and instruction. That's how you know you fall across a fool. Someone you're trying to give instruction, trying to give the solution to. Sometimes you'll be a man that don't argue, but you're trying to tell the person this is what you need to do to get out of the situation. And you're trying to give them wisdom and instruction. They don't want to listen, bro. Just stop arguing with them. Okay, because there's another thing too. The Bible says wisdom is too high for a fool. Right? Let's get that. Let me look for it right quick. Okay, because the thing is, sometimes get me Proverbs 24 verse 7. I'm gonna show you something. Someone like you may have certain knowledge. Like some people, you may be a doctor and an expert on something. They'll still tell you, nah, you don't know what you're talking about. Like there's no need to talk to that person.
Wisdom is too high for a fool. He opened not his mouth in the gate.
Right, so wisdom is too high for a fool. So sometimes you're talking to somebody and the wisdom you're bringing out is too high for them. You have to realize what you're saying is going from one ear to another and be quiet. Because their level, they're not at the level to understand. And now if you do, now they're going to start arguing with you and talk about what you're saying don't make sense, it don't make sense. Because what you're saying is too heavy. What you're saying is too knowledgeable, is too wise for them. And guess what? The Bible says if you continue arguing with a fool, the Bible says you'll be just like him. Because I remember something happened like that. I went to swap shop and you know, I was asking for a price and the man started being rude just because I asked for a price and I give my own price suggestion. You know, the man started being rude. I was about to give him a lesson about, you know, why he doesn't treat white customers the same way, because there was a bunch of white customers close to him, but the brother was Jamaican. In a minute, I start making my price and everybody's giving their price. And he started getting mad at me. And there was white customers and he was so nice to them. I was going to make the remark. Then I remember the Bible said, do not argue with a fool, lest you become just like him. Because I know the minute I would argue with him, and he would say something funny, I might have said something funny. Now, you got two black people in the middle of swap shop cursing at each other. Now, if I have fringes on, but I don't think they would see the fringes. They'd be like, typical black people. Look at them. Always making a scene. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to argue with that fool here, man. I'm just going to purchase what I need and get in and get out of here. I don't know. Because I don't want people to look at me like a fool arguing. Because clearly he have no knowledge and instruction. If you have knowledge and instruction, you treat your people better than you treat white customers. Because apparently he's white, he's like a white guy inside and black skin outside. So I already noticed that's a foolish man that have no understanding. Because someone that have understanding, you treat your people, the Bible say prefer one another. Put one another above the nations. So I already know that's one without knowledge and instruction. So I don't even take my time to argue with him. I could have had, but I know I'll be just like him, as the Bible mentioned. So the rules when it comes to not arguing with a fool goes like this. Number 1 rule, only argue with someone capable of understanding. So you can argue, we're not saying don't argue, but argue with someone that is capable to understand. Some people you already see that they are morally bankrupt or they have no understanding. There's no need for you to sit there and argue with that man. Okay, or you're gonna be just like him. Some people, no matter what you tell them, they cannot understand what, no matter how you put it, they will not understand it. Bro, give it up. Second, end argument quickly when conscience is absent. Sometimes people don't understand because they're just low on knowledge, right? But sometimes people don't understand because they have no conscience. It's not because they can't understand. It's because they just want to be right. No matter what you say 1 + 1 = 2. They're like, I know, but I don't want it to be that way. I don't feel like it. The person going based on feeling or different route, but not according to knowledge. So they have no conscience. They don't want to be wrong. So people that don't want to be wrong, don't argue with them as a man. You're just going to make yourself look bad. Right? Number 3 rules when it comes to that is arguing with a fool transform you into one. We talked about that. Public arguments degrade your value as a man. So when you sit there and arguing publicly with another man, it degrades your value because people are gonna look at you, man. You got no self-control. No matter if you were right or not, but the fact that you're in public, you're arguing back and forth, and you guys are mad at peace, especially saying bad words and saying things that should not be, and is on an unprofessional manner, then guess what? Everybody gonna look at you and degrade your value. A man who argue constantly is a man who has lost leadership. So if you the kind of men that argue constantly with other men in public, with your wife, eventually you'll lose your leadership because people don't look at a leader as someone who's talkative, who's argumentative, who's combative. They look at him more as a man that, okay, all of you have spoken, now this is what we're gonna do and what we're gonna do. A leader is more, what do we do? More than what do I need to say? So this is what the kind of men we need to become. Men that say, okay, now I heard the problem. What do I do now? And it's very important that we men, we rebuild our house around actions, words more than words. And this is what the problem is, man. A lot of time you got brothers arguing with their wives back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Well, this is not how men act. We listen and we take action. Listen, action. That's what men say. Not listen and talk. Right? So number 3, think before acting a fool. So now, before you take actions, you need to think first. Now, we already show you know when to stop explaining. We also show you the kind of people you should not be arguing with, right? And now we're gonna show you what to, before you act, what you need to do. Get me Ecclesiasticus 37:16 in the Apocrypha. I don't know if Ecclesiasticus 37 verse 16.
Let's read the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 37 and 16.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 37 verse 16. It says, let reason go before every enterprise and counsel before every action.
That's right. And I can't stress this enough. The Bible said, "Let reason go before every enterprise." So that means a real man thinks before he reacts. He does not let ego guide him. He does not let emotions guide him. Before he moves, he thinks. Before he decides, he take advice. He look for counsel with wisdom. And I know we all guilty on that. I'm guilty of that. Many of us are guilty of that. But this is the kind of men we need to become. It's too many mistakes that we make. And even this week, something like that happened. But I was about to act emotionally. I caught myself trying to act emotional. Then what my mind was telling me to do, then I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing what my mind is telling me to do. I'm not doing, because right now I know I'm emotional. As a man, you need to catch yourself being emotional. You need to, because if you don't, you'll mess up things. You'll mess up your family. You'll mess up communities. You'll mess up countries. Some people go to war out of pure emotions. Because something happened, they don't think, and they're like, war. Then they realize they can't win the war. So this is the big problem. You realize if your emotions telling you to do something, do the contrary. If your emotion is telling you do something, no, it's the wrong thing to do. Okay, your emotion is when you feel upset. You know you're under emotion when you feel in love. Right? You know you're under emotion when you're afraid. All these emotions, they'll tell you what to do, but don't listen to these voices. Whatever it tells you to do, don't do it. Tell yourself, no, that's my emotion talking. You need to catch yourself, bro. Right? So, before a man speak, he breathes, he listens, he analyzes. That's three key here. Breathe, listen, and analyzes. That's not weakness, that's mastery. You need to have mastery over yourself. I can tell you how many times. Well, hold on. Right. So, you see that? You have to get mastery of yourself. And I'm going to tell you something. I can't count how many times I catch myself where I was going to say something, but because I stay silent for a little bit, then what I thought what I was going to say, which was right, happened to be wrong. Then I'm like, damn, if I actually said that, I would have been screwed. Just because I took a second and think, I'm like, you know what, let me not talk yet. Let me be patient and wait for a little bit. Let me think about it. And then I'm proven wrong. And if I said something, I would have been messed up. This is how things work. As people of the Most High, take a second and pause. Don't say anything yet. Think, process, reason. If you can't reason, call somebody and get advice. Most of the time, what emotion is trying to tell you is the wrong advice. Now, the fourth point is action is better than words. Get me Ecclesiasticus 37 and 13. In the same chapter, Ecclesiasticus 37 and 13.
Alright, let's get the book of Ecclesiasticus chapter 37 and 30.
And 13. 1 3.
And 13. And let the counsel of thine own heart stand, for there is no man more faithful unto thee than it.
Right, so once you take advice, once you calm down, right, of whatever, once you calm down of whatever upsets you, right, once you get advice from people, and then whatever comes to your heart, let it stand. Right? Then that's when we're talking about actions. Whatever now you decide to do, you have to take action. When you act instead of argue, people listen. When you decide instead of debate, people follow. When you move instead of explaining, people respect. Masculinity is not the tongue, it is in the decision. You see? People respect the Most High because he takes decisions. He can destroy. People will respect you when you decide, not when you keep talking, keep arguing. I'm gonna give you a clear example, right? Your children can be, you can tell them do something, right? and they don't want to do it, or they don't do it, what do you do next? You just go ahead and unplug the Wi-Fi. I didn't tell you anything, but I unplugged the Wi-Fi. Now you don't have internet. Or if you have computer like me, you control all the computer, I just lock your computer. Then what? I'm not going to argue with a child. I'm not going to keep telling you do this and do that. I just take decisive action. And instead of me talking a lot, I just cut your Wi-Fi. Whatever kept you distracted, I unplug the TV. You see, too many times women are talking. You talking too much. Take action instead. This is what's gonna differentiate you between you and a woman. A woman will keep yelling and keep telling, don't do this, don't do that. But you men, you're gonna step in. You're gonna take action. That's what make you a masculine man. And this is what also women respect. When a man is not about all that talking. If you have argument with a man, right? Trust me, a lot of time it's better you fight with that man and we call it a day than you keep talking and going back. If you're gonna fight, just fight for God's sake. Just go ahead, throw some punch. And after that, okay, we're gonna be brothers. We cool. Right? But going back and forth, that's a women trait. We cannot afford to have that as men. Right? So that being said, the principle when it comes to that is that action proves decisiveness. Take actions instead of keep talking. Action show courage. Anyone can talk, few can decide. A man's authority is not in his volume of his speech, it is in his choices. So how people will start seeing you as an authority figure is when you actually take action for what you got to do. Stop talking, let's talk. How the aged men, a man that passed 18, how you should be. Right? Not still acting like a child, right? Because you're an aged man. Not still acting like a fool. You're an aged man. The Bible says the aged man must be sober. Sober means to be sharp-minded, right? Your mind is sharp. Whatever people tell you, you can remember things. You have your mind on point, right? You are grave. Grave means serious. Right? A man must be serious in what you do. Your face gotta show your seriousness. The way you act gotta show your seriousness. And a man have to be temperate. Temperate means to have self-control. A man need to have self-control. You cannot let your emotion lead you to take decision without counsel, to take decision without reason. As the Bible says, reason go before every enterprise. Reason and counsel. So a man have to have that self-control, and a man have to be sound in faith. He have to believe in the Most High, and he have to believe in himself. So the rule here is that a man have to cultivate seriousness, boldness, and self-control. A man do not follow emotions. He rebel against emotion. A man do not react instantly. He delay his response, and for most of the time. He listen before he's speaking. So those are things we have to cultivate in ourselves as men. Boldness, like you, when a man speak, he speak out of boldness. He's not afraid of it. Not speaking doesn't mean you're scared. In fact, most men that don't speak are the boldest. Because a stoic man, before he speak, he have to fill the room. He have to understand the minds. He have to understand what's going on. And I'm going to tell you, none of us have reached that level yet. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, right? But I'm going to tell you, this is the kind of men that becomes leaders of tomorrow. Men that can walk in the room, they take their time, they listen to everyone, they listen to every argument, they don't let their feeling get in the way, and then they really sit there and thinking what's the best answer to give. And just a quick recap. We only explain when people are willing to listen. We explain for solution, not self-defense. When it comes to arguing, we do not argue with fools, right? When it comes to acting, we think before we act. When it comes to actions, we become decisive and we show courage and boldness. And the last thing, we have to start cultivating those characters. Because as leaders of tomorrow, as leaders of nations, as the Most High is calling us to be, we cannot be weak men. We cannot be men that argue all day with our subjects and people that follow us. We cannot be men that keep explaining ourselves every day. You're gonna be a man that listen and take action, not a man that listen just to argue. So we over for this portion. We will start our questions with this. What do you brothers think of that lesson, and what did we learn? We learned from this lesson tonight, and how can we men be better men? Okay, so what do you learn of that lesson, and basically what capture your attention, and how can we men become better men? That's how we open the panel and let you guys talk. Please take your time and share with us. Go ahead, Chief.
Right. I think one of the things that we see in general among our people, especially we see among brothers, whether in the truth or not, we are people that like to run our mouth. We like to say things. And you did mention the word this decision, to be decisive. In what we say, we promise, but we won't do. We argue when we're not supposed to do. But when we're not supposed to do so, we don't know when to keep silence. We don't know when to wait and give a response. We don't know when to make decisions. Because not every time, even for example, there's a time when you have to make a decision. The time may not be the right time. You just have to wait. But also there's a time to give a response. You don't want to give the response at the wrong time for the wrong words to come out. So it really goes back to a self-analysis that's much more deeper than what we see around. Because for most people, especially people that don't have any knowledge and wisdom or anything like that, the way they act is straight foolish. Let me give you an example, right? If, for example, you see your landlord is trying to put you under pressure for something. You know you don't have money, and you know you don't have a place to go, but you're gonna try to argue with your landlord. Then your landlord sends you a letter and say you have 7 days to get out. You have to get out because the landlord will kick you out.
Right.
But if you didn't argue, this whole thing wouldn't have happened in the first place. Maybe you could have talked to your landlord and come to an understanding and say, hey, I don't have this, I don't have that, but this is what I can do, this is what I can do. Then as calm as you can, you're gonna try to argue with authority, someone who basically has the power to destroy your life so quickly, because again, you don't have a home, everything is shattered, you know. So there's a time to, but if you already have a house or something, then perhaps you can act bold and tough. So there's a time to respond, there's a way to do so, but the whole thing is as a man, perhaps again, it goes back to your actions. But then if you have to speak, know who you're talking to, how you're talking to that person, and when you're supposed to say something.
Man, that's so important here. What about you guys? What you think, especially with the police and black men? A lot of time they stop us, we arguing. I want to hear you guys, your intake. This is a very good subject, because a lot of our people get in a lot of troubles in this place because we can't stop running our mouth. We let our emotions control us, right? And we don't know when to argue and when to stop arguing. Go ahead, brothers. What do you guys, other brothers, take of that lesson, and what can women, do to better ourselves?
I would say especially when the police, a lot of time when the police stop a black man and or anything, they think they know the law too much and they think they have right, and they start talking. Some of the cops, they really nice. They just want your license and registration, but they actually make the thing worse for them because they think they are too much right and they talk too much and they don't want to give, they're holding everything from the cops, and now the cops have no choice to actually hurt them or pull them out of the car. You know why I said that happened in Miami? He was, I think, a football player. I think they call him a Tyreek Hill. The incident happened like that. The police officer just stopped him. Just asked him for license and registration. He think he had too much right. He said, you don't know who I am, da 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 da. And he start talking and the police officer pull him out of the car. And now everybody, before everybody saw the video, they say, okay, the police officer was wrong. When everybody saw the video, they say, man, after the police officer just come nicely like that to you and you just make it hard on yourself. Like when you a man, sometimes you always have to, like, this is my mind. This is what I always do. When somebody come to do something for me, first thing I say, should I mad or should I actually talk in my head before I make an action? And I say, okay, this is not worth it. So sometimes I say, all right. Sometimes people say certain things. I say, this is not worth it. Now, what about if I have to an agreement with them and I curse them out? People not gonna see me as a guy. Okay, yeah, you're right. People gonna say, what? I don't see that little thing for them to have a whole agreement. So sometimes I actually get mad when I want to because I say, okay, I go here. But it's just like you gotta get mad if you wanna get mad, not the person that forced you to get mad for no reason.
So my last question is, we're gonna close. Is when it comes to black men arguing with their wives, why do you think a lot of our men do these things? Like you see these men sitting there going back and forth with the woman. Why do you guys think our men can resist the urge to say something back?
I can say because of like so much of them ways with women, they actually so much of them ways with women, they have a lot of emotion. When you hurt them, you feel like they got hit by a knife, or they got hit by a knife. They have to say something to become defensive. And even those that are not raised by women, they kinda become.
We will talk about whatever problem we have. If you continue, you're gonna make matter worse. So I learned that. I think a lot of men don't know when to stop, and it's something that we need to learn for us not to make our woman. Your woman can end up hate you, and don't even respect you because you're always talking back and forth with her. So you don't want that. So I would have said, us black men, we need to do better. When we see stuff is going out of hand, we need to stop and walk away. Give it some time, and we talk about it later.
Right. There's a movie I watched. It's a cartoon, but in the movie, the movie is called Miraculous, and there's a man in that movie. The way he talked to his child, the way he moved with his family, bro, it's like a character. He's such a strong character. Meaning, he's not the man that keep going back and forth with a child. He's not the man that keep going back and forth with a woman. He'll tell you, okay, this is what's gonna happen. That's what it is. He'll listen to you and be okay. Do this and do this, do that. Done. Right? He'll talk to his children. The children say this, and arguing. Go to your room. Do this and do that. Like, I just like that character so much because this is what a man should be. You should not be a man that sit there and argue. You should be, that's why the Bible says men need to be sober. Sober doesn't mean you're not drunk only. It means also your mind have to be sharp. What does that mean your mind is sharp? The minute someone come to you and tell you already, if it's possible, you find a solution right away. If it's not possible, then you like, I'll get back to you on that. It's not about arguing with nobody. It's being able to identify a fool in front of you. Who's a fool? Who's not gonna listen? Who's emotional? And know exactly. Like those two people, a foolish person and
minor, you know, and by doing so, you want to spend time arguing with your kids. You want to spend time arguing with your wife. If it comes to something, you make your point across and you make it clear. That's it. You're not going back and arguing. I say this is how it's supposed to be done. That's how it's supposed to be done. That's it. And if you find yourself arguing, you need to check yourself. Is this sign of weakness somehow?
I like that the way you put it. So that, you know, I think again, brothers, it's a lot of work that needs to be done. But once I close the live, brothers, I'm gonna talk to you guys. Don't go yet. Don't drop. But I'm gonna close the live because we got some programs coming. I'll talk to you about. So for the live people, we say shalom. May the Most High bless you and bless the strong men and continue to grow us by Hashem Yahushai. We say shalom to the online audience.
In the world, yeah, I was set to go. Blood of kings in my veins, unshakable force. Guided by the scriptures, I'm staying the course. Without strong men, no family can thrive. We the backbone of the world, keeping hope alive.